Welcome everybody to AlexandAv.com. We're running through the best of 2015 series and the worst of 2015 series, and we're going to go through the worst trend in video games in 2015, something that we really hated. And I don't know if it was a trend, but I just kind of want to throw it out there because it was like the worst thing for like a month and a half when I was trying to enjoy Super Mario Maker. The auto-scroll levels.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a trend because you can't do it in any other games, but it was a trend in that game. And I
it was a terrible trend in that game.
Fucking get it out there. Stop making your fucking auto-scroll levels. Thank you, Nintendo, for making that web search so I can fucking get rid of auto-scroll levels. Like, I appreciate all the hard work that you guys put into it, but I don't want to sit there and stare at my TV.
Yeah, it was really cute the first time. I was like, oh, neat, an auto-scroll level. And then I was like, oh, cool, I'm not playing this game anymore.
Yeah, awesome. Let me fucking dig through 12 pages of auto-scrolls. But we can take it off right away, because I just want to get it out
let's
there.
just talk about it for a second. Yeah, that was good. That was good.
That was a shit trend, folks. You guys ruined Mario Maker for me.
Oh, man. The one that's near and dear to my heart, and I think Tristan's too, is the lack of boss battles in games nowadays. Like, I don't know. I grew up with huge boss battles, like in the middle of games, during games, and sometimes they're just not there anymore. I didn't feel like the boss battles in Metal Gear 5 were nearly as good as boss battles in Metal Gear years past.
Oh, dude, that's all I remembered from the original.
And it was really a bummer.
Yeah, you only had one boss battle, or maybe two boss battles in Metal Gear 5 throughout the whole game that were actually felt like boss battles. The last one, which was just pure shit, and then the one you guys saw us do on the Random 30, which was embarrassing
sniper
for some
level.
people.
Well, it wasn't really embarrassing. I just got stuck behind a rock.
And that was one of the more negative things about Batman Arkham Knight as well, because they've previously had boss battles in their last few games.
Killer Croc, dude.
Killer Croc.
This one doesn't have anymore. Even the DLC doesn't have boss battles. Like, they base one of the DLC stories around like a villain, whether it's Two-Face, wherever, Penguin, and instead of actually facing him at the end, you just face like a ton of his goons and then once you defeat them, then it's over.
Then you capture.
Yeah. The Season of Infamy, the one that they just released, they're featuring multiple villains. I don't know if you're actually being able to play them because Killer Croc is one of the villains. Mr. Freeze as well. Don't know if they actually could play them, but that's been the biggest downfall in that game and many other games like Metal Gear, where lack of boss battles, something I look forward to. Instead of actually facing someone, you face someone in a tank in Batman, like facing Deathstrike. Like, you would think hand-to-hand combat would be the best way of taking someone out like that. Instead, he's in a tank, you're in a tank, and
World of Tanks, dude.
Yeah.
Arkham Knight. I guess the other games like Fallout 4, no real boss battles. Axiom Verge had some boss battles in it. So did Undertale this year. Oh my gosh, Splatoon had
like a really great boss battle.
The best boss battle in the entire universe. Dude, the final boss battle of Splatoon, if you guys haven't played it, best boss battle I've ever played in a video game. Well, not ever. Well, close to. I don't know.
It was really good.
Away, dude.
It's really weird that maybe it's not. It is a trend that some of these games are going away from boss battles, but maybe the developers are just saying, "Hey, man, this doesn't fit the style of game we're doing." But Metal Gear, I mean, maybe that was just a bad design decision or something. I don't know.
It's a no-brainer. Like, you fought the kid thing or whatever it was. Like, it was a knife bat. Like, you couldn't even fight it. Like, that's one of my biggest things. Is one of the bosses in Metal Gear. It was like you shoot this person like 1,000 times. And they're not dying. It's just because they wanted to make the battle go out a long distance. Another character that you fought in that was supposed to be a boss battle, you couldn't kill unless you did one specific thing. And it was just like, why, dude? Like, make it feel like a boss battle. Don't make me try and, like, do one thing and just take me completely out of it, because I'm getting so frustrated trying to, like, use all the tools you guys made me fucking earn over 200 hours of, like, development for these things, and I can't even use it to kill the boss. Like, I have to... I don't want to ruin anything for the fucking fans, but it just drove me nuts. It's like, dude, I earned all these things, and 0 of them work, and I have to do one stupid thing to kill it. It just drove me nuts.
Talking about not working, let's talk about, like, some of these online-only games that are full-priced retail products that can't be played offline. As of this recording, Rainbow Six Siege cannot be played offline.
Yeah.
It's an online-only game. It doesn't have a story. You go to play it offline, at least right now, and it just says cannot connect to the Rainbow Six servers. You can't play. Even Terrorist Hunt solo by yourself.
What
the fuck is that? It is terrible.
And not everyone has internet, so there's people out there that can't play it.
So if you are connected to the internet and the Rainbow Six servers are down, you can still play Terrorist Hunt. But if you're not, if you don't have internet connected to your Xbox, you can't even get into the game.
That is super weird.
At least right now. Maybe they're fixing it. I don't know. But
They
that
need to fix it. That
really
doesn't make any
sucks.
sense, dude.
And there's other games that are online only, such as Star Wars Battlefront. It's an awesome game, but it'd be so much more awesome if it had a story.
Right.
No story mode, dude. Rainbow Six and that. Both great games that we would love to story.
I mean, there's so many things in Star Wars that are nostalgic, like the heroes versus villains. Like, holy cow, it's awesome to play as Luke against the Emperor, whatever. That's cool, but how many times can you actually play that until you get sick of it? You need something more, like a story to actually have fun with.
Tie it back together, yeah.
And we gave Titanfall Game of the Year last year. It did the exact same thing, so maybe it's not that bad. Like, if it's done
They
in
had
the
a
right
story.
way.
Yeah.
If it can do it right, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it
barely.
had their campaign
Barely.
where they just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Overpriced DLC. Let's talk Batman for a second. Overpriced DLC was at $30, and you haven't got a goddamn thing.
It was $40. and
$40. Game cost
and looking
$60.
back,
80%
the
of the game.
$60 game, I put a good 20 hours into just the game alone. Each DLC where they've been releasing one every month for the last 6 months.
15
an hour.
minutes.
No, a full hour. I mean, DLC is not great, but the very last one, Season of Infamy, sounds like it's worth it possibly. But even adding that up, that's. I mean, if you're charging $10 for each one, then you're kind of getting your money in some ways. If you're into skins, if you're into new ways to take out criminals and stuff like that.
No one's into that.
Yeah.
And if you're on the PC, you couldn't play that shit for 6 months.
I have so there's it's a weird mentality that people have with DLC when it comes to DLC, and I think Star Wars is going to be the one that kind of sets it over the edge. It's so the DLC for that is what, $50?
Yeah.
The game is $60. You're talking $10 less than the full retail game, and you get a couple of maps, a couple of guns,
Still no story.
no story.
You get an equal amount of maps and guns, right? Like, isn't it?
No,
it's
it's
pretty
less.
close.
I think it's still less.
Yeah,
It equals out to
you're
the dollar
telling-
value, I think.
So it doesn't though, because you're paying $120, $110 for 20 maps, 30 guns. You get that in Call of Duty, you get that in Rainbow Six, you get that in Halo 5 for retail price.
And one of the
of
reasons we
$50.
like Titanfall so much because you could unlock guns by playing. You didn't have to buy anything.
And
They
Titanfall did a
they
great
give
job
you
of
maps for $20 in the season pass, whatever.
I just
but-
have a problem with DLC that's over 20. Now you're starting to go into I got a full retail game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. If you call it an expansion pack and charge me $40, I might be a little bit okay with
Yeah,
that because I have
it's
an idea that there might be
Yeah.
some HD
Like
textures.
Destiny-
You might have done something to the engine.
Destiny Taken King, I'd pay extra for because it's an extra add-on to the game. It's
It
an
added
expansion.
2 worlds,
Yeah.
hundreds of hours of gameplay for people.
But Star Wars is just add maps at this point. The engine's done, everything's done. You just add maps and characters, and you're charging people $50. I mean, that's a terrible
That's
trend.
insane, dude.
But people are buying it. It's DLC is only
And
worth
that's
what
the
people
problem.
are willing to
Fallout
pay
4
for.
charging you $30 and they didn't even tell you what you're getting yet.
But based in history, you're getting some good shit for that, right? You're gonna get some good stuff for Fallout.
I don't know from DLC for Fallout games or from Bethesda. I think the last Skyrim had some decent stuff, but it gave you you can create your own the Hearthstone, I think it was called, or
You can create your own
Hearthstone.
world, like little
Yeah,
castles and
it's just
stuff.
eh.
But the Fallout stuff, I think, has a history of being okay.
Yeah, I mean,
It sucks. The
The
Batman thing really pissed me off because $40, and when they started it, maybe this last one is really good. But it's here's your skins, here's your 4 Batmobiles, here's this.
That
It's
is shit.
dude, I am not getting return on my investment right now. This is really frustrating for me.
Can we combine microtransactions into DLC as one shitty trend, overpriced stuff? Does
Yeah,
$30 in
overpriced
Destiny
DLC,
to
including
bump your character up to level 25? $30?
Yeah, and I don't like how egregious it is sometimes. Like in Rainbow Six, they're just hitting me over the face with hey, you should buy this, buy this, buy this,
every
buy this.
single menu,
It's I
you're
already
like-
bought the fucking game, dude. Get off my jock, man. You're really fucking pissing me off.
Leave Jason's jock alone.
I don't even know why I said that. I had to hear that somewhere in some stupid movie.
So where are we
Terrible.
at here with the worst trend?
No,
of
and we didn't even
2013?
hit the worst one yet. And this is games from last generation being remastered and re-released. Gears of War, anyone?
Yeah, Gears of War came out.
Uncharted?
Uh,
It's weird that you never played Uncharted.
that is, yeah. So,
So-
I think that's a mystery case for me because it wasn't needed.
Okay,
God of
you know
War
what?
as well.
I'll put a line in the sand. If it's an exclusive from last generation that's been remastered for the new systems, because a lot of people went from Xbox to PlayStation or PlayStation to Xbox, so you missed it. I'm fine with that. But when you're releasing shit like Darksiders?
2, yeah.
Or Dark- is
yeah,
it
Darksiders
Darksiders?
Definitive Edition.
Like, who the fuck wanted to play that? Or who wanted to play Prototype HD in Prototype 2? Nobody wanted that.
Yeah.
That's just people finding the assets, up-resing them from the PC version, and re-releasing them on these new systems. It's fucking stupid. Just let me
done.
backwards compatible.
I
Like,
think there
just-
was like 6 or 7 this year that came out. Like,
dude, there was a
unnecessary.
stretch like every week
Was
for like
Last
a
of Us
month.
remastered this year, last year?
Last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it last year. I think Christmas time I picked it up for last year. Downloadable.
And this stuff is terrible because when I bought Rainbow Six, you get Rainbow Six Vegas 2 and Rainbow Six Vegas 1 for free as backward compatible games on the
Yeah,
Xbox.
doesn't need to be high.
So
res.
you don't need to sell people this Darksiders package. Nobody wants that shit, dude. The first game was okay, but the second one, it was just like...
make
what the fuck are you
Darksiders
guys
3
doing?
and then give those as fucking
Yeah, make us a new
freebies,
one,
dude.
yeah.
Dude.
So
wait.
to me, that's the one I can't stand the most, is seeing like these HD remasters of stupid games.
If it was a game from one of the 2 generations ago, like the original Xbox or original PlayStation, then that makes sense. You're actually remastering something instead of just putting a filter and calling it a
And it's really dumb when
remaster.
you're doing things like Gears of War and you only do one Gears of War.
That didn't make sense either. It should have been a collection, like they did
Or
with
one
Uncharted.
God of War.
Like Uncharted did all 3
Yeah.
Uncharted. You got
and
the
they gave you the
collection.
other Gears of War games to play, but they just
Backwards
remastered the first
compatible.
one.
Yeah, that is super weird.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, dude. Upres them all. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Dang.
I don't know what to say. I don't
Tristan, where are you at? Where's Trent 2015? What do you got?
I'm right in between the remasters and the overpriced DLC because the overpriced DLC always stings me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you buy it right away and you just get burned every single
Yeah,
time.
like the Batman one. Like I normally don't buy any of it. Batman one was one I had to get because I'm a big Batman guy. So I got into it and played the first one, which was a back row one where you face Joker and Harley Quinn. You actually got to face them this time around. But yeah, it's a giant letdown in many ways. I mean, it still has me playing the game, I guess. There's that.
That is true.
I'm gonna go with. I was really passionate a couple minutes ago. I feel like I have to stick to that.
The
HD
remasters?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the fence, and it's like what I'm thinking is, which one do I want to stop more? Do I want this shitty DLC to stop more, or do I want fucking remasters to stop more? And I think I'm gonna go with remasters.
They can
because-
stop wasting their time remastering these games
Yeah.
and make a new game.
Yeah, and the DLC,
Absolutely.
in the DLC, right? Like you can still enjoy most of these games without the DLC. Like Batman, I liked the core Batman game. I didn't need any of the DLC. This is like a
And
choice.
you can easily wait next year when they release the Game of the Year edition or Definitive edition or whatever they're going to call it, where they have all the DLC in one disc. And
Yeah,
there's
just
only
wait till
one price game.
next generation when you get the
You know
remaster.
what's going to happen.
Yeah,
it happens with everything.
it'll come next year with a remaster, dude. So are we in agreement to remasters?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
totally.
It's gotta stop, dude. All right. Well, there it is. The worst trend in 2015 in video games remasters. Seen over 6 or 7 of them this year, and probably countless more that we didn't catch or pay attention to. But if it can stop this year, and we don't have to see it again, and we can get some new games next year, hopefully. So the worst trend in video games, 2015, remastering all sorts of shit. So.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to remaster this segment for next year.